Hey, some trigger warnings from your lovely resident. We talk about a bunch of heavy stuff in this episode. We talk about suicide, loss of parents, just general loss, sexual assault, as well as other heavy topics that are present in the show. If this is something you don't want to listen to, by all means, we understand. Hopefully, you'll tune in for the next one.
Welcome to the Pit Crew. I'm Camille, your attending, and I'm joined by my residents.
I'm Al.
And I'm Robert.
And today's patient presents with a case of most likely to end up like Otis because she won't stop running constantly.
Ooh.
Oh, called out.
Called out.
No, Otis actually scares me so bad.
Don't shut down your kidneys by running too much.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Won't do any triathlons.
Oh, absolutely not.
There's this guy on there's a bunch of people on TikTok I follow who do like super marathons where they run like 200 plus miles.
Ew.
Yeah, light work.
Oh, no.
Easy.
No thanks. Are there biathlons? I mean, it's Pride Month, there should be, but is that a thing?
Like just running and biking or just running and swimming or
Yeah, just two things.
I don't know.
There has to be.
Isn't there like the pentathlon that has shooting in it or something? That's what I want to do. I want to run a marathon and then I want to fire a gun.
I thought you were going to go with arrows.
That's my biathlon.
But you're a lesbian, you're not bi.
That is accurate. So I guess I only get to pick one, and I've chosen running.
Running! And that's why you run marathons. Friends, first proper episode. We're covering episode 1, 7 o'clock, that we're rebranding to Good Morning Sunshine.
Good Morning Sunshine. Well, first things first, though, I already fucked up. In our last episode, I said that I
literally run an account called the PITT Details.
You should know the details.
You should know the details.
I got it kind of right. No, I didn't. I said that Mel was an R3. She's not. She's an R2. My bad.
Camilla's spreading misinformation on this podcast.
You know what? Everybody with a voice should spread misinformation. This Pride Month, I encourage you.
Lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off.
But no, like, I was listening to it last night. I've listened to the draft of that episode like 3 times, and last night was when I finally picked up on it, and I was like, oh my god. So, like, yes, I know, I fucked up. We're recording this before that episode has even released. So I'm gonna have to deal with like a week of people being like, hey, idiot.
Hey, idiot, you got it wrong.
But anyway, okay, so coming into this first full-length episode, I did want to start off with a couple like little sentimental things, because I was thinking on the way home from work today about how like I've been kind of panicking in the past couple days because I have recognized like the weight of being the first like podcast created specifically to talk about the pit, and also being the first ones to call themselves the Pit Crew. Like that's And so I want to like do that justice. And I've been thinking a lot about that and just like worrying about like, oh my God, what if someone listens and they don't like it? And like, that's going to be okay. But so like, I just want to say like, I'm sure all of us will do our best to do it justice and to talk about what is so important about this show, not just totally go off the rails. We laughed a lot last week.
Oh, and I plan to continue to do that.
They say laughter is the best medicine.
Exactly.
Do you know who's the best person to work with an MRI machine? Someone with a magnetic personality?
Ha!
Not a trained technician. Sorry, Mel. All right, you guys ready to jump in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not jump off, Jack Abbott.
Yeah, jump in.
So we're going to jump in. We start off, of course, wonderful view of Pittsburgh. I wanted to say, yes, all of the external shots are Pittsburgh. Even when they're, you know, when Robbie chases David out at the end of this episode. Well, I guess he doesn't chase him out, but get out of here, you kid. When he runs out with David, we do go from the set in LA to being on the street in Pittsburgh. And then as Robbie comes back in, we can see the exit of the hospital or the entrance of the hospital from the inside, and they have made it look like the exit that was seen in Pittsburgh.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
Yeah. So
you know who would know that? Someone who runs the PITT Details.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So all of the, like the rooftop, there's no like CGI, green screen, anything like that. They were on the rooftop of a hospital. So all of these external scenes are actually in Pittsburgh. They do film those first, and then production packs up and moves to LA, and everything else is done on the stage on the Warner Brothers lot.
We love filming on location.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's like to act. Like, you just act the scene of like running out of the hospital, and then weeks later you have to do the like actually leaving. That's wild.
Yeah, that, and then we have these moments with Robbie and Abbott, this beginning and end, the bookends filmed on the same day, actually, morning and night of the same day. So they have not experienced any of the trauma of the day or anything like that. They filmed those first, those bookends on that very same day in Pittsburgh. So crazy. We have Robbie walking into the hospital. He also, I noticed a couple times after, I realized he goes down the stairs. So it really is truly like the pit. He's going down. He's like, wow, here we are at the hospital. All right, let's go downstairs. Like it truly is the pit of the hospital.
It's also interesting to me just like how normal his morning commute seems, like coffee in hand, headphones in, like
walking.
He's just a guy going to work.
What a green choice.
He's just a guy about to have one of the worst shifts of his career on the anniversary of another worst shift of his career. Cool.
Casual. It's fun. And as he's walking through the waiting room or chairs, we do see 3 of this episode's patients waiting. We see Mr. Milton standing by, I believe it's the restrooms right by the door to the emergency department. We also see Otis waiting in line to check in, and we see Sherry and her kids sitting in chairs. Robbie walks in. He's immediately accosted by Perla and Princess, who are 2 of our wonderful nurses. And as every good medical drama, is the hospital for sale? I swear, every medical drama.
Oh, there's always the hospitals for sale plotline.
The hospital's for sale. I'm like, yeah, just get rid of one of the most successful ERs in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sure.
Have people die. But the truth is that, like, big corporations, big hospitals love buying up smaller hospitals and gutting them. And essentially just the people in that community are fucked.
Very true. There are lots of hospitals that are not privately owned are being shuttered, especially in rural communities. And those are people who need access to emergency rooms. I would say, they're at a higher chance of having issues with or accidents with like farming equipment and all that kind of stuff. And they need those emergency rooms, and they do not have them. You also have higher rates of opioid usage in low-income communities, and you don't have access to those hospitals, and that is a shame. We very quickly get introduced to everybody. I will say, so we've got Dr. Robbie. It is typical for there to be multiple attendings present for a shift, but for this show, obviously, we are understaffed, and it is easier to understand the hierarchy when you're introducing everyone to just have the one. So we just have Robbie, the boss.
The boss.
The boss.
And let me tell you, he's a captain who knows how to who knows how to run a tight ship.
Yeah. He does. He does, except for days like today, which is like my big question is why the hell is Robbie, like, why did he choose to come to work today?
That's a great question.
Fuck it, we ball, probably.
He's like, well, shit, I can't.
In his head, he's like, it's been 4 years. It's been enough time. Like, I can't keep taking this day off every single year. Which, like, yes, you can. Use your time off.
Yeah.
Use that PTO, babe.
I'm a big advocate for using your PTO as someone who never uses mine, so.
Should have said this at the beginning. Spoilers for everything, everywhere, all at once. Like, I sit here and think, 1, Robbie does not have a good day. 2, the people around Robbie do not have a good day because of Robbie, in part.
And, because of the trauma of a mass casualty event, but, like...
Yeah.
Mostly because of Robbie.
But leading up to it, it's mostly Robbie being an absolute dick to everybody. And letting things go unchecked and just kind of off the rails. He's not running as tight a ship as he should be. Thank God he has Dana with him, to be honest.
Yeah, the fact that Dana is kind of running damage control before anything even happens. Like, she's going around telling everyone, like, Robbie's here today. And the way that everyone's like, why the hell is he here today?
I will say, I was able to get some kind of insights into hospitals and stuff from my boyfriend. So he told me, here's the thing about charge nurses. They're one of 2 kinds. A, sweet middle-aged ladies who will kill for you. and B, arrogant douchebags who are really hard-headed and seem like they hate everyone, but they'll also kill for you. If you work in a hospital, confirm which one you have, A or B.
Please.
I do have a confirmed PITT detail for you. Tim Van Pelt is one of the med techs on the show. He is a retired charge nurse from UCLA Santa Monica. He does play a nurse named Tim. You will see him in this episode and many episodes. There are quite a few med techs on this show. We'll point them out as we go. They are incredible people. They do wonderful work. They are there to lend legitimacy to the scenes and also provide medical insight on set when needed. There are so many medical people with their hands in this show at all times. It's amazing. So if you're wondering, why is this so legitimate? Well, it was also written and created by Joe Sachs, and Joe Sachs is currently a practicing ER physician. He is not retired.
So let's do a complete rundown of who's our star cast.
Oh my
So
God.
as you said, we had Dr. Robbie, we have we have Pearl and Princess,
We've just met Dana.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this a lot. I'm going to throw a bunch of beginner information at you for emergency rooms so that people who don't work in medicine can understand it, maybe have a few less questions. Now, people who do work in medicine are going to hear me talking about this. They're going to be like, yeah.
And I appreciate that because I know nothing about medical anything. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I'm an M3. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but like
MS3.
Great for you. See, I'm
going to teach you. Okay, cool. So I'm doing my job as a good host. Okay. We're going through what is it? The what's in the back of a book that tells you what everything is? Whatever. Anyway.
The table of contents?
That's in the front of the
beginning, my friend.
Have you read a book? The glossary?
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
We're going to run through our glossary. Okay, so we're going to stop. We're going to explain the hierarchy is an attending. That is a physician who is no longer in training, okay? They have been through years and years of school and on-the-ground training. They are supervising, they are teaching, in charge, okay? Then you have your residents. These are licensed doctors. They are still in specialty training. So emergency medicine takes roughly 4 years for a residency. A senior resident will be someone close to completing their residency. So that would be Collins and Langdon will be your senior residents. That they are likely, and now this isn't in the script, they did release the script for episode 1. It does not specify, to my knowledge, what year of residency Collins and Langdon are in. I would guess 4. So then you have interns. Interns are residents. However, these are newly licensed doctors, so they are in their first year of being a licensed doctor. So when Langdon makes the comment about bringing attention to the ridiculous fact that Santos has held her title for, 90 days? It's because she's an intern. She is a licensed doctor, Santos, and she's in her first year of training, okay? Then you go down to med student. These are not doctors, okay? They are still in med school. It's typically 4 years. Their clinical rotations tend to start in the 3rd year of med school, and this time is spent working in different specialties. So later, Javati says that she's done OBGYN and peds. You do not have to rotate every specialty. There is simply not time. That would be impossible. But from my understanding, there are core requirements. So when you're graduating, your students go through match days. Match day is when they find out where they're going to be going for residency. I don't have a lot of info on that.
Wow, I've seen so many match day on Instagram, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I'm so happy for you. But now I know what that means.
It's like, you know how flight attendants, they're like, I want this to be like my home base airport or whatever. It's kind of like that. But I'm sure a lot more serious.
I feel like I should be taking notes right now.
Yeah, you can read my notes. I'm reading from my notes, you guys. That's why I sound so eloquent right now. But I don't have a lot of information on match day. If there's someone who has gone through match day and would like to explain it to us, you can email us at pittcrewpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear all that information. And we will, if we share it with everybody, we can credit you. If you want your name to be used.
We love getting emails.
We do. We've already received some emails.
So my big question and my big thing is that every, from my boyfriend to every doctor I've seen react to this, is they're all so convinced that the show has to take place in July. Because apparently July is when med students commonly do their clinical rotation.
But you have to keep in mind that Javati says she's already done a couple of them. She's done OBGYN and peds already. This is her 3rd rotation. And this would be her first year of med school doing clinical rotations.
Right.
So it's September.
So it's September. Okay, I mean, that does make sense when you lay it out like that. I just keep hearing, I think like none of the doctors who I've seen like react to this and watch this on YouTube piece together, or like they get to that episode where they're like, oh, she's done multiple rotations. Yeah, sure. I don't think anyone also really particularly cares what time of year it's taking place. They care about like, oh, how medically accurate is the show?
Right.
I kind of thought it was summer as well, just because like music festival to me says it's summer.
It's September.
Well, yeah, so September, I mean, September is like your last month of summer, right? Doesn't fall start in September?
Yes, but like I'm thinking in terms of school.
Yeah.
Because like the school year typically like at the earliest, some places tend to go back in like late August. Some places tend to go back like after Labor Day.
Well, so what I'll say is, and I touched on this last week, but our season 2 will be set on the 4th of July. That will be season 2 will be 4th of July. And it's 10 months. We've confirmed it's 10 months from season 1 so that Langdon can go to rehab and get his shit together and come back. So we will join our pit crew again for Langdon's first day back. And part of that structure, part of the reason it's Langdon's first day back is because of the way the show takes place. We don't really get to see them outside of the hospital. So we're going to get to catch up with them and what's happened with them because Langdon is going to be doing that. So we're going to be catching up via Langdon.
Right. And also there are, I guess, a couple other hints that hint towards September. Pit Fest starts on August 23rd and runs through September 28th.
Oh, I didn't realize it was real.
I did a Google search and apparently it's real.
Oh my God. Okay, cool. Guys, let's go to Pit Fest.
Oh my gosh, let's go to Pit Fest.
We have the pregnant teenager who comes in later, who's been pregnant for 11 weeks and her last period was in June. So that also helps match up the time.
Cool. Well, I've nailed that down. Camille's right. Anyway, moving on. I'm kidding. So, picking right back up, Robbie is talking to Dana. He's catching up. We find out that Gloria is already looking for him, which means that Gloria has been looking for Robbie since before his shift has even begun. We're assuming this man is right on time.
Yeah.
And she has already come by looking for him. And that is so annoying to me.
Is it kind of a, like, this is what time you have to be here, but it's a little bit expected that you come in early? Because my job's kind of like that. It's like, okay, you have to be here at 7:45, but then people start calling looking for you at like 7:30, and so it's like, really, what time do I have to be here?
Like, are you paying me though?
Meanwhile, my job's like, if you're late 10, 15 minutes, okay, whatever, just do your job.
I mean, I get to work almost an hour before I have to, just because I like a moment to myself to be chill. So like the fact that Robbie just walks in and immediately like starts doing his job, I'm like, I could never. I need at least 20 minutes to just sit and do nothing.
Yeah, agreed.
Could never be me.
Yeah, I sit in my car for about 10 minutes and scroll and drink my coffee.
Oh yeah.
And then I go in. So Dana tells Robbie that Abbott is getting some air. And we follow Robbie up to the roof where Dr. Abbott is. Abbott has had a horrible night, clearly. But one thing I will say is I was sitting here as we're watching this thinking, one of the things I love about Jack Abbott is that he is the surly, grumpy guy that you get in every show. There's always a firefighter, a cop, a whatever, who's like, ugh, I don't need no stinking therapy. And Jack Abbott is like, oh, I need therapy. And I'm going to talk about my feelings and tell my friend about the rough night that I had in detail and tell him that I'm not doing well. And that, I like that. I like that he's in his feelings.
I do love the banter between Robbie and Abbott. Particularly, it reminded me of a personal example where, like, they're joking around a little bit. They're serious, but they're also joking around a little bit. And Robbie is like, if you jump on my shift, that'll be very rude of you.
That's just rude, man.
That's just rude. And it reminded me, for some reason, of a time I like just after my dad had passed away. I was in his house and I was about to cry because I'm like, damn, he's dead. And my friend who I had brought to help me like clean up a little bit was like, don't cry. If you do, he'll haunt you. It paused me because I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then I stopped crying because I'm like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And sometimes, yeah, if you say something silly and out of pocket to your friend when they're having an emotional moment, it knocks them out of that emotional moment.
Sometimes you need to sit in your emotional moments, but other times you're on the edge of the
Sometimes
roof.
It's like, it's okay that you're having a hard time, but if your hard time inconveniences me, that's a jerk move.
Where I draw the line, man. I might push you.
As a former New Yorker, I can't tell you the amount of times I have heard and been in like a train on the MTA, and they'll be like, "We're being held at the station because somebody jumped on the tracks." I'm like, "Fuck me, dude! Now I'm late. Like, what the fuck?"
Oh my God, Robert.
There's better ways to do that.
Yeah, dude. Now you're making all of us late. We all have 9 to 5s that we fucking hate, and you're making us late to them.
Dude, oh my God.
We get that your life sucked, but no, I if you need help, please seek help if you can.
Oh my God.
Good save, Robert.
I don't want to get canceled. Please don't cancel me.
Canceled in our
we're
first
going
episode.
to include some resources in the show notes, Robert. So we have this interaction between Robbie and Abbott. Clearly, they are good friends. They have a good rapport. They are able to communicate with each other. Maybe not Robbie as well as Abbott, but then again, one of them is in therapy, the other one is not. And it's clear to me, at least, which one is in therapy, because one of them is talking and one of them is not. From here, they come back down. In the script, this is left out of the show, but in the script, we find out that they were down 2 nurses and a tech. Maybe it's flipped overnight. That's why they had a rough night. That is why there has been a mess left for, intro, Collins and Langdon. Okay, so we also meet Collins briefly before this. Dana comes into the bathroom. Collins is struggling with morning sickness. Dana informs Collins that Robbie's there.
I love that that's always the way that you can introduce that like a character is pregnant without saying it. Like she could just be hungover. Like there's lots of reasons that someone might be throwing up.
Told anyone yet that I've been on a bender? No, bitch.
This I didn't know, just because I'm not someone who's capable of getting pregnant, and I have not known many pregnant people, but apparently it's like bad luck to reveal that you're pregnant
Yes.
before 12 weeks,
Correct.
before your first trimester is over.
It's not that it's bad luck. It's that your chances of a miscarriage after your first trimester decrease drastically. You are very likely, a lot more women than you would think, miscarry in the first trimester. So
1 in 4.
However, I have really complicated, as someone who wanted to work in childbirth, I have kind of complicated feelings about that simply because I sit there and think, but then you have no support system because no one knew. So what is that catch-22 there? Like, how do we solve this crisis of women who are feeling this dread? And we can talk about this later when it's when we deal with miscarriage and all of that. But I've always thought about that as someone who wanted to work in that business. But yeah, she's puking her guts out. So anyway, now she's, I don't know, got a mint or something. She is out with Langdon. They are discussing the board and the mess that was left. From here, we jump into meeting even more characters.
I will say it took me a long time to keep all the names straight.
Yes.
Because, I just sat down and I watched all of it, everything that was out. I think the first 8 episodes. And by the end, I was still like, what's his name again? What's her name again?
No, for a while it was like the one with the blonde braid and the really sad looking British or English or Welsh boy. And the
the small Victorian orphan boy.
The small Victorian child, and the one whose eyes are haunted. And
yeah, that man is, they're like, this man is from, where's he from? Small town farm boy in America. I'm like, no, that is the most British looking guy I've ever seen in my life.
That is the most Welsh looking motherfucker I've ever laid my eyes on.
I need to fully admit, I didn't know. I thought they were all American until I watched behind the scenes videos or interviews, and I'm like, why the fuck is a British accent coming out of your voice?
No, because I was at the end of this episode, I was going to have you guess which people are faking their accents. There are at least
very fucking
3.
They do.
Very good. Do you know who the 3 are?
It's Whitaker's actor, Javadi's actress, and Garcia's actress? Collins, there we go.
Yeah. Tracy is British. So, Dr. McKay, she's an R2, which is a second-year resident. So, we are headed into chairs with Dr. McKay. She has Javadi, Whitaker, and Santos with her. Santos is our intern, first year of residency. Javadi is MS3, which is med school, med student third year. And then we have Whitaker in his 4th year of med school. So he is about to graduate, which is shocking to me because he is...
Good for you, Whitaker.
All over. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. He's all over the place. Bless his heart. So then we come back in. And now we're introduced to Mel King. She is an R2.
My queen.
R2, not R3. She's an R2. So she is the same year as Dr. McKay. Mel is super, super excited to be there. She's so happy. She's a ray of sunshine. It's practically like coming out of her skin how excited she is to be there. And Jack Abbott has anchors tied to either side of his mouth because he's always frowning.
I just want to point out that, during this conversation, Dr. Robbie's like, oh, he's just having a bad shift. And Jack's like, don't worry, you'll get there soon enough. So I'm like, foreshadowing.
Says, talk to me at the end of the shift, or at the end of your shift, or something like that. Yeah. We're back to business. We have McKay with Whitaker, Javati, and Santos. They are working with their first patient. This is Sherry. She has a burn on her hand from a sterno. A sterno.
I don't really know what a sterno is. I was about to ask, what's a sterno?
Yeah, a sterno is like one of those, like if you're camping or something and you've got it's like a gas can, like a little tiny with the flame on the top, or like you can put it under like catering, stuff like that. That's a sterno.
And they're full of like weird jelly.
Ooh.
Light on fire.
I want to touch the jelly so badly.
I want to touch the jelly so bad.
Eat the jelly.
I want to lick it a little.
Just a little bit. So we meet Sherry, and Sherry's concerned about time. She has to get her kids to school. And we have this typical, like, if you've ever been to an ER, you have this moment where you first get there and you're like, oh my God, they saw me so fast. And then you realize you're just being triaged and you've got a lot longer to wait. Even if the last time I was at the ER, the waiting room was empty and I still waited 2.5 hours. So that was fun. I also thought, like, McKay always gets the social cases, doesn't she?
The woke cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just purely coincidental. She's not going out there and choosing her patients, really. It's just, she just happens to get them. And she also, I guess, happens to be the best person for each case.
Yes, she is. It's not like she stumbles into it and does a shit job. Like, she is well suited to be caring for those people emotionally as well.
I also wonder if maybe that's why it seems like she's getting all the social cases, because she's the one that's catching that they are, Like, some of the other doctors may be focusing more on just the medical side, but she's the one who's, like, really good at sussing out that, like, there's something deeper going on here,
Yeah. Yeah, very true. She is more in tune to that because she has lived a life. She's 42 years old. She has lived a life before this. So, yeah, but she has, I'm concerned about homelessness. She does get the trans patient later on, potential sex trafficking. So all those kind of land in her lap. And I thought that was interesting. We meet Mateo. He is a nurse, so good. He can read your mind. He also has a great rapport with Dr. McKay.
He's also hot.
Oh my God, he rocks a head of curls. Holy shit. Oh my God, Jalen, what the hell? If you're listening, Jalen, mwah, bravo.
We are trying to be a professional podcast. However, I hereby implement each one of us gets one horny thought throughout the entire season. One horny thing we can say.
The entire season?
Oh, so I've already used mine?
I don't think that counts. I think you're just saying he's hot. That's whatever.
I would have saved mine for Santos if I would have known.
Oh my God.
Y'all know what my horny thought is. I put it in our group chat earlier.
No, I know.
No, that was such a vibe. Such a vibe. Oh, we'll start a Patreon and you get to see our DMs if you pay us $50 a month.
We get
You don't want that.
No,
we get one each. One each. Proper horny thought will be censored though.
Yes. Yeah. It will be.
I was at work when I received that message and I was like, this is not appropriate.
Oh my God. Okay, so moving on, we are back in the main ED. Robbie is talking to everybody. We are doing rounds. Rounds are when you come in and you go patient to patient with the care team to discuss the patient, the treatment plan, and what's going on. Obviously, you'd want to do this at the beginning of a shift because they're all new to you, right? So I do want to mention, though, we see Robbie going to get Mohan for rounds. And when we meet Mohan, she looks panicked because she's been sought out by Robbie, and he is immediately concerned with how long she's taking with this patient. But I will challenge you, Rewind a little bit, a few minutes, and you will see as he walks into the ER, you will see that Mohan is in the same room with the same patient taking her history. So she has been there for a hot minute. She has not made it to the century yet.
Maybe that's simply her pre-work ritual. Like, she comes in early and she spends a lot of time with a patient who is
A note on
nice.
that too is obviously she is already there and working well before everybody else. Get a life, girl, in the nicest way possible. I love you. Please rest.
She's there early, and she also tries to stay later than she should at the end of the series, at the end of the season.
Okay, so Robbie is introducing everyone to the pit. Shit sucks. Oh well, basically is what he's saying. Everything is busy. Please make sure no one's dying in chairs. Things that I am seeing right now. Langdon in the background doing low back stretches. As someone with back pain that has handicapped me, I notice that he is doing low back stretches as he is reading over patient notes. Very familiar to me.
There are a lot of things we can notice about Langdon's behaviors and things he does throughout his shift.
I also notice Dana being the keeper of Langdon's Red Bull. If you watch behind Robbie, she brings him his Red Bull, and then that comes back in the next episode, which is, again, just a detail that I'm obsessed with the continuity of this show. I love it. And I also noticed that Collins is very clearly, like, Collins is not a bitch, right? That's not what you're supposed to be getting from this. She's clearly in physical discomfort. Something's wrong. But she kind of just looks like maybe she's grumpy, but she's clearly in pain. Now, we know that in retrospective, you can look at it and be like, oh, she's hurting. She doesn't feel good. So we meet patients. Some will return, like Louie, and the woman with the upper GI bleed will come back late in the season. We don't see her, but they talk about her. We meet Louie. Listeners, you can't see my face, but I think all of our lips have just disappeared into a thin line.
He's a charming guy. He's a good, like, you can tell he's a fun guy. He's very caring. He's very, like, you can tell he's the kind of guy you could get along well with. He just needs help. He has a blood alcohol level of what, 400, I think it was?
420.
420. Blaze it. Hey. Which is, to you and me, people who don't drink as much, lethal. To him, just happy hour.
We also hear, and we don't know that this will be important, but we hear Langdon off screen ordering a script for Librium for Louis,
which is used to treat the tremors, right? The DTs.
It is used to treat alcohol withdrawal.
Oh, okay.
So then we have our first ambulance arrival. We have Minu. She has a degloving injury to the right foot. And then Sam hit his head. He fell back onto the tracks, saving her from being pushed.
Shout out to the prosthetics on the show. It's fucking nasty for me to see that sometimes. I do not do good with
fucking disgusting.
Anything blood, open wound related. I do not do well with it at all.
Okay, Javati.
I'm very like, I can't look away. I'm like,
ooh, yeah.
Not that I'm like enjoying it, but I'm like, there's a very sort of messed up fascination that I have with blood and gore. And I'm just like, that's fascinating. Like, that's really inside all of us. That's crazy.
God. No,
that's some fucking serial killer shit. Damn, you're gonna fucking kill me now.
Listen, everyone hearing my voice right now, I want you to pause for just a moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and realize that there is a wet skeleton inside of you right now.
Why is my skeleton wet?
Have a good day. Bye.
Oh, wait, we're doing that. Hey, everyone who's listening, you're now aware of your own tongue.
You have teeth. No, I'll take it further. You are now aware that your tongue is what's holding your mouth closed.
I didn't fucking know that.
Is your tongue on the roof of your mouth right now?
I hate it here.
The suction is keeping your mouth closed. Fun fact.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
I hate it here. What the fuck?
Speaking of horrifying mouth things, I did hear someone say the other day, what if your teeth only got hard when you bit something? Like, I just need other people to hear that because that like shook me to my core.
Okay, everyone, thanks for listening to the Pit Crew. The podcast is produced by us, edited by me. It's okay, no.
I'm sorry for that.
Thing. Oh my god.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't have brought it up if I was sorry. But it's our first episode, so I have to pretend.
Oh, Lord. As we go into this trauma, my note here is just like, holy shit, Mohan is great in trauma. She is on it. She is not delayed. She's confident. She is not trying to communicate or make connections with people. She is stellar. She's great. Boobs. Boobs.
Boobs.
Hello. I love and appreciate about this show the fact that there is so much nudity, but it is entirely clinical. At no point there are so many boobs, so many peni, and at no point is shut up.
I'm sorry. Every time you say peni, it just
it makes me. I mean, I hate that, you know, the English language. Like, if you say like peni, technically speaking, yeah, you're correct, I guess.
But you shouldn't.
But we have so much genitalia. So then we meet Yolanda Garcia, Dr. Yolanda Garcia. She is a surgery resident.
Icon.
Amazing. Happy Pride. She
Happy Pride.
Go gays. She is likely a senior resident like Collins and Langdon. Garcia seems to me to be to surgery as Langdon is to the ED. Langdon's original character description said that he was the heir apparent to the PITT, and I definitely see that for Garcia as well. I fully believe that she and Langdon, that is kind of part of their rapport, is that they are both heir apparent.
I love their beef.
I do too.
It's professional beef. There's no hate. It's just beef for the sake of the game.
Yes, it's just for fun. They're not fighting, they're playing. Langdon's too soft to fight. So I also would like to point out, Robbie goes into Sam's trauma room and asks Princess to swap out with Jesse. This is not a throwaway. He does this on purpose. You wouldn't think about it, but then you watch it again and you go, oh, she speaks 6 languages.
I speak 6 languages.
Is one of them singing?
Low Putnam County Spelling Bee? Anyone? No? Okay.
No.
Dang. Rough audience.
So he does have them swap so that she can try to help with the language mystery. When you watch him with Princess in the trauma room with Manu, he is watching her to see if maybe she's picking up on it before he asks any idea what language that is. Also, Ned Brower playing Nurse Jesse. He was in the band Rooney, and he actually was an emergency department nurse. He has a master's in nursing.
Icon.
Yep. And he's an actor. Wow. And here's Gloria.
The way that she just like walks in and is like, oh, Robbie, do you have time now? When he's like in the middle of something, he's trying to do his job. And this, like, she irks me in a way that like no other character on this show irks me. Like, everyone else, I'm like, they're nuanced.
Yes.
They're great. Even if they're not my favorite character, I'm like, they're fun. They're fun to unpack. This woman, I refused to learn her name out of principle for a while. I do, of course, know it now, but I was like, there's too many other people to worry about. I cannot worry about this.
Bitch. Played very well, by the way.
Yes. Like,
very well.
So much credit to this actress. Like, she's...
for being so unlikable.
So unlikable.
She does win some brownie points late in the season. She does very quickly take good care of everyone in their time of need, and then immediately goes back into administrative mode. And I can't fault her for it too much, because I understand that it's her job, you know?
Yes, but your job sucks.
Yeah. Unfortunately, someone has to do it, but also, like, bitch, stop trying to sell the hospital.
Yeah.
So we get banter between Princess, Langdon, and Collins about how many languages Princess speaks.
Thank you for that blessing. Namaste.
Namaste. This one of my favorite. This is the moment that sold me on the show was, and I thank you for that beautiful blessing. Namaste. That, to me, chef's kiss. Amazing. Perfect. Beautiful. A handsome doctor being sassy. Wonderful. I've seen a lot of people and they're like, where have I seen Patrick Ball? And I'm like, you haven't. You're thinking of Chris Pine and Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he does look a little bit like Sebastian Stan. You're right.
I also was thinking just like the cameras are all over the place, and it's not like it's multiple cameras. It's just that there are so many different angles of the same thing. Like, they were so thorough And we see everything. There are 17 things happening at once at all times. And we get to see all of it somehow. So, I mean, director of photography is Jojo Coelho. And kudos. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your last name. I'm obsessed with you. Incredible. So, people are not happy with the PITT. Gloria is telling Robbie that people are not happy. Their scores on the Press Ganey suck. And we use this to immediately explain staffing struggles and I don't mean this in a negative way, but it's a quick defense of subpar care. That's not to the fault of the practitioners. They're doing the best they can. However, when you are waiting that long, your care is not awesome.
Well, and the thing that really gets me here is when she's like, people aren't, recommending your department. Like, the reviews are really bad. And he's like, this isn't a Taco Bell. But, like, to me, a Taco Bell is the most like an ER in this sense, because who's recommending a Taco Bell? I wouldn't recommend the Taco Bell by my house, but I still go there like when I need a crappy taco.
When there's a trauma happening, you're at Taco Bell. What a silly question to have on a score for a hospital.
All that. I just realized that a friend of mine did recommend an ER like 2 weeks ago to me.
So maybe Gloria's not too far off.
She was like, if you ever need to go to the ER, choose this one. Yeah. I was like,
if you ever need to go to an ER, go to the one with the hot doctor that looks like Sebastian Stan. What?
Go to the one with the hot intern.
Ew, put your tongue back in your mouth.
Is that homophobic to say during Pride?
Oh my god.
I want everyone to know I wasn't doing anything weird. I just stuck out my tongue in kind of like a
wagging
kind
it
of way.
all over the place.
No! It was not.
So, as we're having this conversation, we do actually, if you watch the background, which I would encourage everybody, if you've watched the show once, watch it again and watch the background. Don't watch what's actually happening. Watch the background the second time around, because you will see Sleeping Boy Tyler's dad talking to a hospital employee, and you will also see Sleeping Boy Tyler asleep in the bed with his mom on the bed with him. It's very sweet. You will see them a lot in the background of scenes in this episode. Did anybody else pick up specifically on how Gloria says that their budget cannot support paying nurses a living wage?
Crazy.
Bro. I'm like, do you hear yourself right now? Insane.
Fix your budget.
Yeah. Fix your budget, bitch. So we are back in the traumas. Javati does not do blood. We learned this very quickly. What do you guys think how does this bode for her medical career?
So there was a point in this season where I kind of wondered if this shift was going to conclude with her having kind of this is my parents' dream moment, and stepping away from medicine altogether, realizing that this is not what she wants, and maybe that's still in the future for her. I got less of that vibe, because I do think she kind of she does really well with the big events later.
I will say, having this is my parents' dream, I can't do this moment, fantastic, great. Doing it your third year of med school after spending an ungodly amount of money already,
for sure,
at that point you're gonna have to kind of suck it up. I'm sorry.
Well, but here's the thing, is she's only 20. I think it's ridiculous that anybody expected me to know what I wanted to do with my life at 19, because I didn't. I went to nursing school, and then I was like, oh, bitch, wait a minute. I didn't even take a science my senior year of high school because I hate science. What the fuck am I doing here? Literally, what am I doing here? So I kind of sat and thought, okay, she does really well with the improvising when they're running out of supplies, and part of me thought maybe she could get into medical research. Maybe that could do really well for her.
Yeah, I don't know if emergency medicine is for her.
Yeah. I also don't think it's for Whitaker, but we can get into that. I think, and again, these are just rotations for them. They are learning what they love.
But it's also the fact that when McKay asks and is like, oh, is there, any rotation that stuck out to you? Kind of non-committal.
She's like, ugh, I did peds and they were all my age. Sorry. Am I wrong, though?
Javati's probably still going to a pediatrician.
We get our first hint. Okay, all right. Everybody got their gloves on? We're going to fight. We get our first hint at Santos being a total bitch.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with that because, yeah, she's mean. But I, unfortunately, if a woman is a little bit mean to me, I fall in love with her. And that's on me. I take that. But, like...
Unfortunately, very similar to Langdon, there is a conversation that will be had by us at some point about why it's okay for Langdon to act that way and it's not okay for her to act that way. Is it a gender thing? I will get into that. I have thoughts about that. I have feelings.
Issa Briones has, I think, been asked, like, hey, do you think Santos is gay? And she's like, fuck yeah, dude.
We love to see it.
Sasha Metz, that plays Garcia, posted on the first day of Pride, her in her scrubs. And it said Happy Pride, so...
I did see Issa Briones in a play a couple weeks ago, and I did get to tell her I love your work in the pit, and that was very special to me.
Robert, did you see her in Hadestown?
I think I did. I think she was Eurydice when I went to go see it.
She was a good Eurydice. I enjoyed her Eurydice.
Javati passes out. We get this first hint at Santos being a total bitch because she is making bets on whether or not Javati's going to make it through the shift, which is such a mean-spirited thing to do. It really bothers me. Disclaimer, I think that Santos is incredibly complex. I think that she's wonderful. I think she's great. I hate her. And that will not change, unfortunately. I don't see that changing for me. I think she does trigger a fight or flight response for me simply because she reminds me so much of bullies that I have encountered. And again, I'm trying not to drop all of my thoughts immediately. We have a full season to get through and I can drop them as we go, but so we will discuss that more, but
we will get into Santos. To me, she is someone who is not as confident as she wants to seem.
And she's clearly had therapy because she cites it a lot and says therapy things, but she doesn't give a shit. And that's part of what really bothers me. She hasn't really taken any of it to heart.
I need to say that I'm also currently in therapy, and Mal can vouch for me. I am also kind of an asshole to my friends, but in a loving, endearing way.
Mm-hmm. But if you called me by a nickname and I said, I really don't like that, please don't do that again, you wouldn't do it again.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. If I had a nickname for somebody and they're like, please stop calling me by the nickname, I'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. I would like to draw attention to the heavy pause Mal had before she said, yeah. Mal, are we friends?
I can't confirm anything. No, I was just thinking about the fact that you described my other podcast as the gay one and the funny one when only one of us is gay. I'm still thinking about that. Thank you. Yeah, no, but I think in the being mean to your friends, you have to have the base level of friendship there.
Right.
Robert didn't come out of the gate being like, hey, you're not funny, because then you wouldn't become friends with someone. Again, I like when people that I trust and also think are hot are a little bit mean to me. That's listen. And so, but I think she needs the she needs the relationship first before she can start ribbing people.
I have several questions. Mal, do you find me hot?
Yes, I'm only friends with hot people.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
So we are now with Otis, our marathon man. In this interaction with him, he is crashing, and we see conflict between Collins and Robbie, which is very interesting to me because I'm not going to lie, Collins is insubordinate as hell, very out of line, in my opinion.
It's a very familiar kind of insubordination.
Yes.
You can tell that these two know each other well.
Oh, it's when Otis starts crashing and they give him the medicine and she's like, you shouldn't do that until we get the lab results back. He's like, it's my ass, not yours. I wrote, it's my ass, not yours should clue you into the fact that these two used to date.
Collins is comfortable in a way with Robbie that professionally she should not be. But this is because of their history.
But also she brings up
valid concerns, but also this is her superior and she is in front of colleagues. This is not the time for that. She's out of line. Now, because, think about it. How many times do you see Langdon do that? Never. Maybe once he says, I think didn't you tell us never to do this? And Robbie says, not today. So never intubate when you can't see the cords or something like that. And that's the only time I think that Langdon questions Robbie's expertise. So we are back to Minu, Garcia, Langdon, Santos, Whitaker. Santos, again, I she's just immediately I messed up chronologically. My bad. The first hint that Santos was a bitch was that she says med student down. I will not fault her for it too much, though, because Langdon does the same thing later, and we will get to that. However, now she's making bets on the fact that Javati won't make it through the shift. Not okay. Meanwhile, Minu is laying there getting all the hot goss.
Yeah.
Like, what if this woman is like, psych?
Yeah, I speak English, actually.
Back to Otis, and Collins and Robbie are butting heads even more. So Robbie, this is a little, and I'm like, oh God, why did you do that? He puts hand sanitizer on his hands as he's walking back out and then wipes them on his pants.
I feel like that defeats the purpose of sanitizing your hands.
Sure does.
So we have the arrival of the living dead. We are transferring patients from gurneys to beds. Whitaker smashes his finger. Langdon says that students are dropping like flies, which is mirroring something that Santos just said. Joseph Spencer comes in, and Mel is trying to check him, like do his vitals. And she's clearly feeling very crowded, a little overwhelmed. She's shrinking away from people. She's trying to listen to his heart through her stethoscope, and she's like grimacing. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell, it's because of all the loud noises, and she's really trying to focus, and she's just like, and so like this is our first hint that she might have a touch of the tism. And I love her so much. Mel King, you are my king.
She's controversially best character on this show, I think.
I don't even think that's controversial.
Okay, great. I thought that was going to be controversial to you, who loves Langdon.
No, because they are my favorite duo, Langdon and Mel. Not like that, Robert. Not like that. Calm down. We have even more tension between Collins and Robbie. It's just like this snappy little bickering, and I'm like, girl, like, you're a little too comfortable. Like, I'm not saying she's not valid, but like, girl, you need to just like take it a step back, dial it down a bit. We have a moment of silence for the patient who has passed, and Langdon is being a complete and total asshole, disrespecting the moment of silence.
Well, there's a reason, and it's, he is probably drugs, withdrawal, and or
a little bit of ADHD maybe in there.
Yeah, that too. To be honest, if you told me, hey, moment of silence, sit still, stand still, I'll be like,
he just got there. He's itching to go.
He's itching for something.
Unfortunately, correct. He is experiencing withdrawals. That Librium probably, who knows if he has it yet and how long it takes to kick in. I'm not familiar. He is a total disrespectful asshole, and it's unfortunate because he's beautiful. And so of course we have the wonderful, wonderful moment of Whitaker's phone going off. Just like a chef's kiss of a moment.
And what is the song that he has as his ringtone?
Funky music.
Like, I have never once, in the time that I have had a cell phone, had my ringer on.
If you are watching the scene, again, in the background, you can see Sleeping Boy Tyler's dad. He seems to be kind of butting heads with a nurse, maybe about the wait times. He's very concerned about his son. And now we meet Dr. Eileen Shamsi. She has come to see her daughter, who is Javati. In the script, it actually is Dr. Javati and her daughter, Victoria Javati. And Robbie has not made the connection somehow. So good that they changed it. And I'm just like, okay, helicopter mom much? Like, what do you mean, how's your first day going? It hasn't been an hour yet. Back off, mom.
No, that would drive me a little bit crazy if I was working. I mean, thankfully, I've never worked at the same place as my mother.
I have. I've been my mom's boss before.
Oh, that's interesting.
She has worked very hard, but like, come on.
Well, and whenever she says like, well, I've worked really hard to be here, that is true. But also, you have two parents who are doctors.
Who work in the hospital you're currently...
Yeah. So there is a level of privilege, that she has that other medical students don't have. Like Whitaker, who is homeless.
The first one to go to college in his family.
Yeah, like I don't know that you could necessarily say that like she's the hardest worker. Because doesn't she say at one point, like, I've worked just as hard as anyone else, maybe harder?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know that you can say that when you have so much privilege behind you, because things are harder when you have less resources. But, she's also 20 and a little immature.
She hasn't had a chance to live yet.
Our first I think it's a good nick. We get our first nickname from Santos. Santos calls Javadi Crash. It's a good nickname. I think
It's a good
fucking
nickname. It's a good nickname. It's a little inappropriate considering they don't really know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, maybe you shouldn't do embarrassing things like pass out on your first day of your ER rotation. If you didn't want a nickname, just saying.
Listen, she could get ahead of the narrative and she could be like, oh, why is my nickname Crash? Oh, it's because I'm great with crash carts. I'm like the person to call for crash carts. Like, she can get ahead of the narrative.
Have you guys seen that one TikTok of the guy who's like in scrubs and he talks about like, it's like a video of him getting ready for his first surgery. And it's like, this is a video of a guy getting ready for his first surgery without knowing that he's about to pass out face first into the open patient on the table.
Oh, no.
God.
If you have been to med school or you work in the medical field and you have seen something that made you pass out, please tell us what it was. Please tell us what it was and what happened when you passed out. Like, we want to know. Email us, please.
Yeah, if you have a good passing out story, would love to.
Oh my God, if you have good medical stories, we will do like an episode of like write-in medical stories. Oh my God.
As the patient or as the doctor, like.
Yes.
I love a medical story.
Just make sure when you write to us, let us know if we can use your name or not. We could just do first names. Let us know if we can use your name or not so that we know.
I then love how Robbie goes up to Dana and he's like, hey, so is anyone going to tell me that one of my interns is Dr. Shamsi's daughter?
In a mean streak.
I love the mischievous grin. I love her so much.
Catherine Lanasso,
Icon.
hero.
Mm.
Oh my God. I'm obsessed with it. Like, I don't have words. It's so good.
Yeah.
Cool. So we move on to Langdon has not solved the language mystery, but what do you think about kids and puppies?
Kids and puppies go together like fish and chips. Why do I do not do a good Robbie. That's like, I don't know if y'all have seen the cartoon Gravity Falls. That's like, that's the Grunkle Stan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is who that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of the moment where Langdon started to lose me. When he was like, oh, my wife is really busy. What if I got a puppy? I was like, oh my God, what a horrible idea.
How to ruin any good character, any good male character, give them weaponized incompetence.
Yes. I was like, why would you think that's a good idea?
But at least we know he's good with kids because, like, the second Mel brings up this unconscious 4-year-old, his, like, whole demeanor shifts into, very caring, very gentle, looking through it, like, with a lot of care. It's a very sweet scene, I think.
Have we touched on the fact that Langdon has a 4-year-old boy at home named Tanner, which is very similar to Tyler?
No.
That is probably why, that is my note here, is that he softens so much as soon as he hears about a 4-year-old boy. And Patrick Ball's shift here is incredible to watch. And we find out later in the show, Langdon does have 2 kids under 4. One of them is a 4-year-old boy named Tanner, which is very similar to Tyler. So it tracks to me that he would hear about a little boy, a 4-year-old, just like his 4-year-old, and see his own. And if you told me that Patrick Ball was a father, like, he plays it so well, even without his kids ever being in scenes with him, that I would believe it, because he plays it so well.
And then we get Mel and Langdon's first patient together. Hey, so I am not really a Kingdom shipper. Kudos to you if you are, but, like, it's fine. I for some reason thought Langdon was significantly older than Mel, but no, they're like roughly the same age.
This is their first patient together. This is the first time, and this is my favorite duo in the entire show.
Oh, they have a good chemistry.
It's incredible to me. And I don't think I shipped it early on as like, and then I posted that I did, and I got like shredded to pieces, and I had to turn off the replies and everything. So I was like, oh my God. So it kind of turned me off of that. But like, I'm not looking for anything to happen there, right? I just love the chemistry of, I'm not looking for romance there, but I did make a reel and post it on Instagram about, like, why do people ship this? Because I have a lot of very complicated thoughts about it and why people potentially ship it.
I mean, in terms of things that people ship, it's far from the weirdest thing. Like, there are people who have shipped characters that haven't interacted once.
We also then cut back to Santos helping Whitaker with his finger, because while they were moving the patient,
oh yeah, he smushed his finger.
He squished his finger, and hey, blood's building up under the nail bed. You just gotta take a little pin and poke until
Release
you get
the pressure.
I've done that.
Yeah, it's not
Really?
fun.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
I dropped a 45-pound weight on my big toe one time.
Oh, ouch.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Rock
where we
on.
get the second time that Camille calls a mean nickname. I think that Huckleberry is funny. I think it's a funny
I love Huckleberry.
And this is before she finds out he's a Southern boy.
This also feels
Midwest
less
boy.
malicious
Midwest boy, my bad.
because she does this nice thing for him and they're like getting to know each other, and then she's like, I'm gonna give you a nickname because like it's fun. And he also seems to hate it less.
Yes, but he says it seems sarcastic. Like he's pointing out that it doesn't seem well intentioned. And she's like, you think?
Listen,
I'm like, girl.
Let a girl be a little mean. Like, gosh.
The hottest thing a girl can be is a little bit mean.
Oh my God. Stop tucking your hair behind your ear or miming to. You are wearing a hat and your hair is in braids. Cut it out. Stop it. Put your tongue back in your mouth.
And stop pretending to tuck your hair behind your ears.
But I will say, I do think it's incredibly kind of her to help him with his finger. Like, it's not like he's like, oh, can you help me with my wing too? Like, she's like, hey, let me, help you with your finger. So Santos mentions the splitting headache and how she hopes that it is a subarachnoid hemorrhage, which means below the spiders.
Does it actually?
There are spiders in my brain.
There are what's that fake like Snapple bottle cap statistic that's like the average human eats like 12 spiders in a year or whatever?
Spiders George, who eats like thousands of spiders a year, is an outlier that should not have been counted. I actually think that I am just an empty body full of spiders, and the spiders are puppeting me.
You're an empty body full of spiders and wet bones.
Who's that wonderful creator who does like the rich Southern woman, but then she's got that one where she's like, I've got a pocket full of spiders.
What? I've never heard that.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I just remember the name.
Oh, Lord.
I love bugs and spiders, actually. I think they're fascinating, so.
Okay. So she hopes that this splitting headache is a subarachnoid hemorrhage or something cool. This is the case that gets her in hot water with Langdon next episode. This is the trigger point injection that she does without presenting. I also am bothered by the fact when she says this, that this is like she treats patients like cadavers, and multiple actors have talked about cowboy medicine. I think the first person I heard talk about it was Patrick Paul, then Noah Wiley, Sean Hattasey.
Educate for the class who doesn't know what cowboy medicine is.
Cowboy medicine is just a rootin' tootin' good time. You're just moving like patient to patient. What's got to be done? Here we go. We're doing this and we're moving on to the next thing, and we've got to get it taken care of. And it's less emotionally connected because it's what you have to do to get through it. And you're there for a good time, not a long time, kind of a let's just get it done. Got to keep everything moving. And I especially think because it was the first person I heard talk about that was Patrick Paul. I think about that in terms of Langdon a lot because he is a great doctor. He does emotionally connect when he needs to, but he is very much like, let's go. Ugh. And then he's looking at the board later like, oh, that's boring. Boo, lame, need this, whatever. What's the difference between cowboy medicine and treating your patients like cadavers like Santos does? Or do you guys think that she is practicing cowboy medicine? How do you guys feel about that?
I think she has some lessons to learn in terms of treating her patients like people. I don't think it's necessarily bad to like want something interesting. Like I think people who are good at their job like want to be good at their job. And for a doctor, like being good at your job is like
seeing lots of different things.
Yeah, seeing lots of different things, having these like kind of cool saves or, doing all these different things, which is like what Santos really wants. And I just wonder if it's maybe she doesn't have enough actual interaction with patients yet to like really see the person behind the like medical situation. Maybe it's just that Langdon has been doing this longer, and so he sees a bit more like humanity in the people that he's working with. Maybe it's a defense mechanism for her that like she's choosing not to focus on them as people, because I mean, like, you see with characters who like lose patients later, like it's hard, and they do that all day long. So I don't know exactly where she's coming from, but I don't know. So Langdon early in the episode says that he'll buy lunch for whoever like figures out what language the patient is speaking, and I can't remember her name again.
Manu.
Thank you, Minu. And so I just like, does he buy Collins lunch? Because Collins does eventually figure out that she's from Nepal and makes it so that they can finally communicate with her. Like, does Collins get her lunch?
Doesn't he not get like fired before like lunch is purchased for everyone?
No, Robbie orders pizza around dinner time, but Robbie orders pizza right after Langdon has been out the door. However, Doc Adamson's sister buys sandwiches for everybody. She sends an Uber Eats driver with sandwiches for everybody. She buys lunch for everyone on the anniversary of his death every year. And this is apparently, Robbie has never experienced this because he hasn't worked it. Yeah, so lunch was on the house, so Langdon saved a few bucks for Abby's Birkin. How much does this boy think a Birkin costs?
She's got to eat lunch every day. So I'm just saying he better buy her lunch. Season 2, he better waltz in and he better tie up all the loose ends. Number 1 and most important to me, buying Collins her lunch.
Number 1 and most important to me is hoping that he's no longer a drug addict.
No, that's secondary to the lunch.
There's in the sandwich is a note that's like, I'm really sorry about my drug addiction.
Collins is a queen and she deserves to be treated as such.
That is correct. That is very correct. Kiara Alfaro, we are introduced to her. She is the department social worker. I love the fact that it's McKay that introduces her, because of course it is. McKay is the one who's always having to call her in.
McKay's got the social stuff. But again, is it just because she notices? Or is it truly that it just happens that it's always her?
She's projecting. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I know there's someone out there watching it like she's projecting. These aren't actually, Okay, Javadi, honey, I love you, but you are so judgmental.
Oh, yeah.
When she says, when McKay, so Javadi joins McKay in triage, okay, in chairs. And McKay is talking about how she's a 42-year-old R2 and she has her own haters. And she turns to walk away and Javadi makes a face. Girl, like, she's like, I was holding my thoughts in. And I'm like, no, they were on your face.
Well, Javadi has a lot of judgmental reactions to a lot of things. And I think that's part of the reason that I don't mind so much that Santos is a little bit mean to her, because I think she needs to be humbled a little bit, because she's like, I think it's evident that like she has been kind of looked down on because of her age, and like that's not cool. But also because of that, I think she's like gotten so defensive, and so she's like kind of thinks very highly of herself also. And so then she like tends to look down on others. So I'm like, maybe a mean nickname isn't the worst thing.
Fuck Doug. All right, moving on.
Yeah, but like if we want to get back to Javadi in relation to Doug, the way that she says it's chest pain, not chest pains.
Baby girl.
Like,
honey.
Did you need to do that? Again, she's kind of looking down on him like he's not as smart as she is because he's wrong.
But also he's not as smart as she is.
That is true. That is incredibly true. However, there are just times like you got to learn when it's worth it to say something, and that was not a situation where it was worth.
No, it was not. No, it was not. Then we get Teresa Saunders and her son David coming in. Teresa has she's been vomiting, and no apparent reason why. So her son brings her in. I just
want to read exactly what Camille wrote because it took me out when I was reading it. So Camille in the notes wrote, Teresa Saunders and her son David come in for the worst day of their lives, and she's not wearing a bra. That sucks for her.
I was just saying, like, the vulnerability, and I have told a friend of mine who works on the show about this, the vulnerability of having the day that Teresa Saunders has with no bra on all day.
Honestly, I'm at my most comfortable when I don't have a bra on, so...
No, I feel so vulnerable.
I would prefer to not have a bra on.
I'm like, the bags are swinging, I'm sweating, like, no. And so as she gets wheeled in, she is in the back of the line and she's quickly wheeled in by McKay. If you listen to the background voices, as Teresa is wheeled in, you will hear someone saying, "Oh, come on." Yeah. There is an interesting tidbit here is that there are specifically voice actors who come in and record different voices, different character voices to be laid over scenes like this. Like if you don't know this, and like be nice, maybe some people don't know this, those voices are not actually happening. That chatter is not actually happening in the background. It is a silent set. You are only speaking if you are supposed to be. If you are talking in the background, you are not actually speaking. You are mouthing words at someone that will get picked up on microphones. So all of that chatter is added in post, and it is done by voice actors. So we go back to Otis, and once again Collins is challenging Robbie. "You can't do that." And he's like, "I know, you're going to help me." And it's like, girl, you are so quick. Like, take 2 seconds,
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to me that we keep hitting on this.
It almost feels like because, she was warned by Dana that Robbie's working today for the first time.
Oh, and she's like, "He's off his game. I should correct him.
Yeah, so it almost makes me wonder if she's trying to look out for him, and therefore she's like questioning things that he's doing. She's like, should you really be doing that? Should you really be doing that? And it's like not great, but I wonder if that's what's happening there. Like, I wonder if she would be doing that on a normal day.
Yeah, sure. Cutting away from that, we meet Mr. Milton. This is Whitaker's first patient. We'll notice, of course, he says, "I'm Dennis Whitaker. I'm a student doctor," because he's not Dr. Whitaker. He's not a doctor. He won't introduce himself that way.
God, his first name being Dennis. Every time I'm reminded of that, I'm like,
what's worse, Dennis or Frank? Sorry, my brother is named Frank, and it's a great name, and it really does. Honestly, I think it fits him, but like finding out that Langdon's first name was Frank was like, took me out a little bit.
Sorry if your name is Dennis or Frank and you're listening to this.
Sorry, Frank. Sorry, Francis. Oh, that means his name is Francis. Francis Langdon.
Not necessarily. Some people are just named Frank.
Oh, if your name is just Frank, I'm duping you. I won't apologize for
Franklin Langdon would be... No, that's bad.
That's so bad.
That's so bad.
I actually have beef with Langdon for the fact that his son is named Tanner, because
Tanner Langdon.
I'm sorry, it's a horrible name. Tanner is just a bad name. I also just, like, one of my worst bullies in school was named Tanner.
Oof.
So, like, that's a horrible name.
It also doesn't flow great. Tanner Langdon.
And also,
Tanlan.
Can you blame Frank and Abby for naming their child Tanner?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I
thought it was on track.
It's a white people name.
So Mr. Milton is having chest pain. He has forgotten his enalapril.
Are you sure he's not having more than one?
I'm pretty sure. Princess says that they'll get it for him. And my first thought is, how many hundreds of dollars is that one pill going to cost him?
Too many.
I'm like, please, please, please don't give me my baby aspirin. It's okay. I promise I'll make it happen. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Like, please don't give me a $5,000 baby aspirin.
But also, how many dollars should it cost? Because it's not hundreds of dollars.
It's a scam.
Medical markups make me so mad.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
We could do an episode on that.
I could talk about...
What's that, Martin Shkreli?
Whitaker, he knows what he's talking about. He's not confident. Like, he makes a very quick diagnosis, and Princess then suggests, "Hey, you want to order an EKG? Because stomach pain like that can be symptoms of heart failure, heart attack." What is it she says?
Heart attack.
Yeah.
I mean, I also kind of take that to be like a trust nurses. Nurses rock, kind of.
Nurses oftentimes kind of know more than doctors. They just can't legally say, like, "I think you have XYZ." Like, the doctor is the diagnosing person. The nurse is the everything else person.
Yeah.
So I do want to say, it's not that Whitaker's not competent. He's very competent. He's just not confident, right? Like, he needs to believe in himself a little bit more. So, like, he's like, "Oh, boom, gallstone." And Mr. Milton says, "Am I going to need surgery for that?" And Whitaker kind of, like, clams up and is like,
Yeah.
Doesn't really know how to people, but, like, he does.
I mean, I also tend to do that, like, especially when I first started, like, my job, like, being an adult person who had a job, I was kind of like, people would ask me questions and I would be like, I need an adult to your adult right now. Even if I like knew the answer, I was like, it's kind of hard to shake the like wanting someone else to like tell you that it's okay and tell you the answer. And so like, I think confidence will come for him. He's just like very.
And again, maybe this is not his specialty.
That too.
So, we go to McKay and Robbie, and McKay is telling Robbie about Teresa and David. There's a weird something going on. She can't quite nail it down, and Robbie is good at sussing out that sort of thing. And we immediately follow Robbie as he walks past Langdon, who is his best senior resident with a drug addiction that Robbie has no clue about. She's like, you're good at sussing out weird dynamics. And he's like, and then walks past Langdon, who is still very thoughtful about Tyler. He's very thoughtful, very quiet, processing, very gentle. My thought when I was watching this scene, Captain Blue Eyes, Jesus Christ. Take a shot every time I call Patrick Ball beautiful during this podcast.
Shot of water. Hydration is key.
Water, yeah. I saw a doctor on social media say that you would see at least one kid per shift in the ER that got into their parents' pot. She was like, as soon as I saw this kid, I knew he had got into pot.
Oh, as soon as I saw this kid, I had a feeling that's what this was, because I've seen enough stories on social media about this happening. Like, I was like, oh, he got into some drugs. Like,
nothing is probably going to particularly happen to him. Like, there's enough science and studies to be like, he probably won't develop long-term problems or disabilities or anything. He might be a little bit wonky and off for a couple of days because he's 4 years old and he consumed God knows how many gummies. Mac and I were joking the entire time we were watching episode 1. We're like, oh, that kid is just having the best sleep of his life. Like,
no, he is on another planet.
Yeah.
He's taking a rest from his overbearing mother.
That sweet, sweet baby boy.
I once bought gummies and I read the word 100 on it. And I'm like, oh, the number 100. And I'm like, oh, it's 100 milligrams for the entire bag. Whatever, cool. I bought it. I took 2.
Oh,
and
no.
Then I took a closer look and I'm like, oh, it's 100 per gummy.
Woo! How was that for you?
I knew nothing about lay drugs, so.
Camille's like, drugs in my Christian household? Absolutely not.
In my Christian Minecraft server? No. So what they don't tell you about is that like my usual shtick is like 10 to 20 milligrams is like what I peter out at. And I experienced that high and I'm like, okay, I have a base point for what that high feels like. When I took 200, I got to that level of high.
And on the 3rd day, he ascended into heaven.
And then it kept going. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck's happening? Wait.
But you lived to tell the tale and here you are?
I was so high. Oh god, it was terrible. Anyway.
Also, this little actor trying so hard to be asleep is so cute.
I would actually fall asleep. Like, honest to God, if you told me your entire role is just to sit there and close your eyes, I'm gonna probably fall asleep.
No way. I mean, me maybe, but that kid, no.
Shout out to that 4-year-old boy, or however old he is, actor of the year right there.
I think he does like karate or something. His mom posts on his Instagram.
Incredible.
Yeah, amazing.
I hope your karate's going well, King.
You could chop your shit. You wanted goofs. I have a goof.
Oh, give us your goof.
Okay. So, and this is a mild goof, but Langdon's glove, they pull their gloves on. They wear gloves so often that they pull them on and they don't pull them all the way down over their wrists, which I have now started doing when I'm cooking in the kitchen. But his glove is up and you can see his wrist. And then we cut to him saying, why don't we step outside? And you can help me figure out how much you may have taken. His glove is then covering his wrist in that next shot. So
rip.
There are a couple different shots where the glove is not like that and then it is. So, tiny little goof for you. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go,
the
Robert.
Whole show away.
Oh, God. Cancel.
Irredeemable.
And then we come on to Robbie goes to talk to Teresa. And this is one of the other cruxes of the episode where she's seeking medical treatment, quote unquote, not because she actually needs it, but because she's like, I found a list of girls' names for my son's class with a list that was like, the title was like elimination list, I think, right?
Girls that should be eliminated.
Yeah. So now the dilemma becomes like, do we call the cop?
And the answer is, yes, you fucking do. What the fuck?
I can kind of see, listen, I don't agree, but I can kind of see the rationale that Robbie has where he's like, I don't want to quote unquote ruin a young boy's life. However, that's the rationale we give too much to
Yeah.
young boys and young men where we're like, oh, we don't want to ruin his life.
Oh, it's locker room talk. Oh, we don't want to ruin his life. He's a promising swimmer. Fuck your swimming.
The amount of times I have seen, read, heard stories, transcripts, whatever, of court cases where
he has a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, they got the assaulter like dead to rights with a fuck ton of evidence, and the judge is like, "Well, I'm only sentencing him to like 2 months of probation because I don't want to ruin a young man's future." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. What about the woman he assaulted whose life has been changed for the worse because of the events that happened? Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
See, I agree. I am with you. Like, not enough is done to like protect these girls in this situation. Like, Robbie is not thinking about the girls on that list because they are not real to him, like as real to him as the boy who is standing right in front of him. I always like, whenever there is some sort of like mental health thing, I hate the like getting the cops involved. Because it never feels like the right move. I don't know what the right move in this situation is. And I'm not advocating for that as like we can't ruin this boy's life. I'm just like, I don't want the situation to escalate and this boy to be like killed because he like has a reaction to like this event happening, you know? Like,
so I personally know someone who was killed by police the sheriff, because her mother called for a mental health crisis unit response to something that was happening. The police beat them there and tased her 4 times and then shot and killed her before the mental health response could even get there. So, coming from there, do I think it was wrong to bring her son to a hospital? No. Do I think Robbie should have called the police? Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not saying Teresa should have called the police, but should Robbie have? Yes. Robbie has a social worker.
Yeah.
Should there be a social worker and police? Yes. Should there be just police? No. But Robbie is absolutely in the wrong for not. I mean, you're telling me this boy has a list of girls he wants to eliminate, and he just ran out rather than talk to you.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna be chill?
Yeah. The way that there's mandatory reporting for when a child gets into a parent's, weed gummies or whatever, like mandatory reporting, but there isn't mandatory reporting. I thought it was mandatory reporting of like, hey, somebody we believe to be mentally ill has expressed concerns and thoughts of hurting themselves or others. Like, I thought that was something you report.
Yeah, the way that it seems to be like, oh, because he's 18, we can't do anything. Like, sorry, it's not great.
Hey, Spears, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
But like, I this loops back to the beginning. My question is, why the fuck is Robbie at work? That he's failing people left and right. And I love Robbie. I do. But he's failing people left and right. And this is a great example of that. He has a duty to protect people. And he's failing.
Right.
Massively. And so I think that I have such an emotional response to this because I'm a girl. I don't want to say no to men because I don't want to get killed.
Yeah.
It's scary to say no because I don't want to get killed.
Right.
And so in the day and age that we're in, obviously they chose this plot for a reason, right? Like, this is intentional. This is the discussion they want us to have, and I'm happy to have it. I love to be able to be walked into these discussions by media, like TV shows and things like that. I think that is why entertainment exists. Mm-hmm. There is entertainment for the sake of escape, but I think there is a burden on entertainment that is rightfully there because there are parables. We have to learn things. We need to inspect things. And sometimes we have to make them fictional to be able to do that because we have to separate from it to be able to play it out.
Right.
But it's so fucking scary because I love Robbie. However, what if I'm one of those girls on that list?
Right.
So,
yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Is it, and one other question is on Teresa's part, is this, obviously Teresa needs serious help as well. This is kind of self-harm in a way.
Yeah.
She has made herself sick rather than call a hotline to get some advice or help.
Mm-hmm.
There are resources. It's 2025, babe.
2024 in the
Yeah.
show.
Okay, well.
Yeah. But it might have been extreme, but she was just a mother looking out for her kid.
It's so convoluted, and we'll continue to talk about it because, again, these extras, these side stories are not one and done. They are here for a while.
Well, some of them are one and done. This just isn't one of them.
It's just such a hard situation, you know? And there's not necessarily a correct answer just because the like social safety net type things in this country are so terrible, and our mental health care is terrible, and we just like let people slip through the cracks, and this is an example of that. And
that being said, I also agree with Camille's point in the notes, because Robbie goes to Kiara real quick. If I'm like with my parent or something, and then in a hospital, and then all of a sudden the attending and the social worker walk in and they're like, hey, let me introduce you to this social worker, I would also run the fuck out of there. I'm like, excuse me?
Right.
Yeah. If I were 18, if I were in that mind space, like I was passively suicidal at 18 years old.
Hell yeah, brothers, same. I should not be proud of this.
We're gonna have to put trigger warnings on this episode.
Or cut that out maybe, or I don't know, trigger warning, yeah.
Okay. No, leave it, it's real.
It's real.
There are, you can call for help. I did at one point in my life. I don't know if people that know me know about this, but at one point in my life, I had no one, or I felt like I had no one to talk to, and I called a suicide hotline and spoke to them for hours, and they just kind of talked to me like a regular human being, and I was able to take a breath and continue. There are resources. You can reach out. You can get help if you feel that way. Please reach out to someone, even if it's someone you don't know. You know, there are people who work those phone lines who will talk to you. You are human. You are tolerable, if not more than tolerable. You are worth the time and the energy. It might not get better significantly, but it will change. Know that, you know, nothing will ever be exactly as it is now, ever again. What that means...
That's kind of sad.
Yeah. I'll never see you blink and toss your hair and stick your tongue out like you are right now, ever again.
No, you get this every week, baby.
Hey! So, we back into, you know, a moment of levity. Santos is talking about how she's shit herself, seeing her first emergency C-section, and
hilarious, by the way.
Hilarious, but not true. Javati kind of has this moment of like, we linger on her face while she processes, like, what the fuck? So Javati does specifically ask her to stop calling her crass. She says, I don't like it. And Santos says, okay, fine. Chat, does she stop?
No, she does not.
She does not.
And okay, that I do take issue with, because then that's like an issue in consent. Like if she is not having fun with this nickname and she asks you to stop, you gotta stop.
You gotta stop, yeah. Especially when you have a responsibility as a licensed doctor, as someone who is is further into their career, to, especially in a teaching hospital, to be, you know, guiding. Not that she is in a place to guide, she is an intern, but still. I wanted to point out, I also really like just the realness of the liveliness, the activity on set. A lot of the actors have talked about how it is very much like theater. You will also notice that a lot of the actors from the show are based in theater. Everything is happening all the time. The set is moving. It's not like, oh, this is one set and then we have this one over here. It is a full built out, like it looks like an ER. There are blueprints that you can look up that are actually really cool. They've also got models of it that you can look up that they just were sharing with the tour for your consideration for the Emmys campaign. But I like that we see Robbie and Kiara and they're walking, and if you're looking in the background, there's someone just like doing maintenance on a ladder. You know, I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. I'm like, that's cool, man. That's like, you gotta spend money on having a ladder there for someone to climb up on. And like the thought that just goes into just this stuff in the background is so cool.
Yeah. It's very real. Like this feels like a workplace.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, when they call cut, does everyone stop? Or is this like an actual hospital? And they're like, cut? What are you talking about? I got money to make. I got shit to do. So Kiara knows that Robbie needs help. She is checking on him, and Robbie is, oh, I'm always good. You know this. And she's like, nah. So keep this in mind because this will come back shortly. I wanted to say there's a moment where Kiara says to David that the sadness of losing a parent can last a long time. And Robert, I know that when we watched it, it hit really hard for you. And so you don't have to if you don't want to, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about that because that really struck me.
We've already made Robert talk about the dead dad once.
I have a complicated relationship with my dead dad because, like, the day after we found out, my sister and I were making dead dad jokes on the car ride to, like, see the body. That's just how we cope.
I mean, no, that's what you have to do to cope.
That being said, yeah, the sadness of losing a parent lasts a long time. Like, even now that I've not made peace with it at all. I was going to say I've made peace. I have not made peace with it at all. I have so many. Oh my God. Did you hear that fucking quiver in my voice? Oh, no. This is going to be good for me. But I'm like, did you hear that fucking quiver in my voice? No tears from me.
Tell us, tell the hundreds of listeners, tell everyone.
Yeah, no. You're optimistic to the reach of this podcast.
Tell Noah Wiley.
Tell Noah himself. Tell no.
Mr. Noah.
Tell Kiara, social worker.
Yeah.
When I lost my dad, and it happened, it was obviously very distressing. It was traumatic, and because of the way he had died. And 3 years later now, with therapy, with a good support system, with friends and family, and a partner who care about me so much and would do anything if I ever showed any kind of emotion about it. Yeah, no, I still don't feel. It still hurts. It still is a pain. Like, there's someone in my life who, by all accounts, should be here, but due to unfortunate circumstances, he's not. It's something that never goes away. I remember when I had I was working at a different place than I currently do now, and I called my supervisor like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't come into work. My dad died." And when I came back, because that job offered, I think it was like a week off for if you lost someone, for a grievance.
Doesn't feel like enough.
Bereavement.
It wasn't like, yeah, whatever, it was a week, but also by the time the week was over, I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of my house and do something so that I don't feel like I'm losing my mind. And when I went back to work, my supervisor, he gave me, pat on the back. He's like, yeah, it's not easy. My dad died 40 years ago. I still miss him every day. The sadness lasts a long time.
The best thing you can do is talk about it and lean on people.
I have a line. Y'all know the line and the scene that broke me emotionally. And we'll get there.
Yeah.
Oh, it also broke me emotionally.
Yeah. Me having a quiver in my voice talking about it now, I'm fully expecting tears when we get to that episode.
And that's allowed.
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to add in some nose blowing ASMR at some point. It'll be great. So so Robbie chases David out. Again, he doesn't chase him out, but he follows David out. Like I said earlier, we run out the door in LA, and so this is actually Pittsburgh. And then, Dana comes out, says something, we've got a college kid in respiratory distress. Robbie comes back in. We are now looking at him coming in the door. We are back in LA. The other side is actually just made to look like the entrance to the hospital. It is not. It is a set. It is indoors. Robbie's having a moment. We have not talked about this. So, surprise, Robbie's mentor, Doc Adamson, passed away during COVID. And this is the anniversary of Doc Adamson's death. So this is the question of, why is Robbie here? Robbie has not worked this in 4 years. It is a really hard day for him. We will experience it through PTSD flashbacks. Robbie has not been to therapy about this.
No.
He tends to deflect and care for others, and his PTSD is kicking in. I don't have PTSD, but I have been told that this is a very realistic representation of it. As he is pushing through crying, coughing, sneezing, patients in pain, he pushes past Kiara. I don't even think he sees her, but she sees him and she clocks it. She turns and follows, like her eyes, her head follows him as he walks past. I don't think that he even realizes she's there, but she is seeing this.
And he's having very vivid flashbacks to the day his mentor died.
Yeah, which is a beast of it's like a war zone.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember seeing your primary care physician for the first time after COVID?
No, because he died.
Oh. You haven't seen him since? Sorry. Mal, do you remember?
I didn't get a follow-up appointment. Rip.
You're gonna follow up. You don't? I just remember that my cardiologist, like, I was shocked because the first time I saw him after COVID, he had a full head of gray hair. And I just was like, oh my God. Oh, you look exhausted. And he was a cardiologist, but he had been picking up shifts in the ER because they had to. And I just remember being like, oh, he walked in the door and I was like, oh, holy shit. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think just how traumatic that time was for people that work in healthcare isn't necessarily something that is obvious, like something that we kind of see, except for in media like this now that, you know, these sorts of shows are being made. Because, like, you know, objectively, I'm like, yes, that was a very terrible time for a lot of people, especially the people that were like on the front lines, like during this virus. But it's also like, it's not something that I necessarily think about because, like, I didn't experience that during COVID. I just, like, was in my parents' house longer than I wanted to be. Like, it wasn't. So, like, I don't know. I mean, like you were talking earlier about, like, the importance of media and, like, making us have these conversations and kind of, like, introduce us to, it's not a perspective that I really, you know, think about often. And, like, seeing this scene for the first time, I went, oh yeah, like, that was a really bad time. And that's, like, gonna have effects
It feels
on.
claustrophobic because when you're wearing something like that, your peripheral vision is gone.
Yeah.
And so for me, I just feel claustrophobic.
Right.
Even just seeing, like, the PPE is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that I think about that, and I also I saw a video of a nurse talking about the effect that it had on her and how the number one thing that would trigger her panic attacks and her flashbacks was the smell of plastic because it made her think of body bags. And the smell of plastic just sets her off. Like, she can't handle it. And it's just so, yeah, it's so sad. And I especially just think about the fact that these people work the longest shifts, like ridiculous shifts. And after a shift like that, I wouldn't have the energy to want to go talk to somebody about it. I'd be like, well, I lived it, so not going to relive it. Thanks. Bye-bye, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where our episode ends.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the episode ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a banger of a start, like,
Yeah.
starting episode. I will say that this is not the episode that, like, gripped me. I was like, this show's pretty good. I was like, I'll watch a second episode, but I don't know if I'm gonna continue after that. So, like, it's a great start, but despite my fascination with, like, the things inside our bodies, like, medical dramas have never really been my thing. So,
Despite your fascination with wet bones.
right. I look forward to talking about not the episodes I actually like, because I do really like this episode. I think it's a very good episode. But I think, you know, as we get more into the characters and we can kind of unpack everything and get all the good juicy bits, like, I'm excited to keep going.
We gotta get to the wet bones. The soft teeth.
We're going to be drilling in some wet bones towards the end. My final thoughts is I would like to have a moment of silence for The Fallen, Sullivan Steakhouse, that closed like 2 months ago as we're recording this. R.I.P. my guy.
What?
What?
Sullivan Steakhouse in Pittsburgh. It was a real thing. It closed like 2 months ago.
Oh, where the sandwiches came from?
No, where
he went with his wife for his birthday. What's his name?
Where Milton took his wife for birthday dinner.
He died, and so did it.
Oh, no.
Shut down as we're recording this about 2 months ago. Apparently that location, as from what I've read from various subreddit posts for Pittsburgh related stuff, is cursed. Every restaurant that's opened that area just closes down very soon after.
No wonder he died. Sorry.
Why are you on Pittsburgh subreddits? That's my question.
Because I do fucking research for this show. What did you do, Mal?
I show up and look cute.
Yeah. Oh.
And I rewatched the episode 40 minutes before we started recording, so I did not watch the entire episode in preparation for this.
Panic watched it 3 times in prep.
I've seen this one so many times at this point that I'm like, I know this one very well.
Well, that's it for us. We'll check in with you next week. So long, fellow losers.
So
Make your
long.
follow-up appointment for next week.
The Pit Crew podcast is created and produced by us, Robert, Mal, and Camille. It's edited by Robert. You can find us on TikTok, Threads, and Instagram at Pit Crew Podcast. If you'd like to support our other projects, our socials are linked in the show notes. Our art is by Rand Pacoca. He can be found on Instagram at Rand Pacoca. All patient questions and concerns can be emailed to pittcrewpodcast@gmail.com. And this isn't a Taco Bell, but we do appreciate a 5-star rating and a review wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to schedule a follow-up appointment with a nurse before you go. See you next time.